Hello and welcome to the Journey to Easter. Today is Wednesday, March 15th, the third week of Lent. This is my baby's 18th birthday. Happy birthday to Jack. Can't believe it. Another day to kind of reflect, I think, on life in general. Today's gospel comes from Matthew chapter 5, and it's all about how, he comes to the church leaders and he starts to talk about the law, where they challenge him with, the law and the commandments. And, he has one response in there that he says, I have come not to abolish, but to fulfill. Not to abolish, but to fulfill. And I think a lot of times we look at the commandments and the laws that, are part of the Hebrew Scriptures, and we think that is the way to live. And I think it guides us. It truly does. Take laws and things like that out of our daily living, and we would have great chaos. I think there would be a lot of challenges. I listen to a lot of podcasts these days. I work out every morning, and part of what I do is I hit a new podcast. And I will tell you, my podcast all happen to be something to do with faith, because I love to hear stories of faith. But one of the common things that I seem to hear in these podcasts, or these is a common expression that these people who are talking, that are asking questions or interviewing, they talk about taking a deep dive into whatever topic it is that they're talking about. Of course, what they're trying to do is they want to go beyond the surface of the topic, and they want to help us to take a deeper look at it and possibly help us to see things differently, and maybe that our lives are transformed through this deep dive. Often, when I'm listening to these deep dives, I might scratch my head and say, I never thought of it that way, or I never looked at it that way. And it begins to help me understand things differently. Jesus' expression today, when he says, I've come not to abolish, but to fulfill the law, is a deep dive, because he's challenging us to look at these laws differently, that we live by them, but we also take them to the next level. We take them to the next step. Not that we're just trying to follow them, but our lives are being transformed by them. I mean, that's the ultimate goal, I think, of Jesus' teachings, is that it should change us. It shouldn't just guide us. It shouldn't just show us how to get from point A to point B on the journey, but it actually changes us. I think today we should take a deep dive into these laws, these commandments that are given to us by Moses, by the prophets, and to take the deep dive to say, let them transform me. Let them make me a better person. Jesus didn't come to abolish. He came to fulfill. He came to help us take a deep dive to change our lives. Continue your journey to Easter.